41 Action News dug deeper in the criminal histories of both men.
Yeah, despite numerous charges in the past against them, both suspects saw favorable rulings. 41 Action News reporter Tom Dempsey spoke to a former prosecuting attorney who says their cases reflect ongoing issues in the area. Tom.
Yeah, that's right, Krista. Tonight, Javier Alatorre remains behind bars at the Wyandotte County Jail that you may be able to see behind me. The shooting that took place over the weekend, though, led to one of multiple times he's been arrested over the last 2 years. The most recent time he was released from behind bars came just around a month before the tragedy occurred.
3 days after the tragic mass shooting at Tequila KC, tonight questions over why both suspects lived as free men before the violence. 23-year-old Javier Alatorre arrested multiple times in less than 2 years. His criminal history involving charges for drug possession and speeding away from police at speeds of up to 100 miles an hour. Almost every time, Alatorre saw his bond reduced in court before later being released from behind bars. All this as details emerge about Hugo Villanueva-Morales. Last year, with the suspect behind bars for an aggravated robbery charge, he pleaded guilty to trafficking contraband into the prison. Despite facing a possible 10-year sentence for the crime, the judge instead gave him 2 years of probation.
It's not a surprise at all. Given the limited number of cells in prisons and jails, somebody has to come out, put somebody else in.
As a former prosecuting attorney in Platte County, Greg Plum says in both cases, crowded jails and prisons likely played a role in the favorable outcomes.
Jails are full. Where the judge is going to put people.
Despite the crimes against them, Plum also noted how both men did not face charges for violent crimes, which also likely helped them.
What judges will tend to do is to put the violent offenders, where there is a victim who has been physically injured, those are the people who get the top priority to go to prison.
2 suspects, one still at large, now connected to a tragedy bringing pain to victims' families.
That's the problem, is we don't have enough prison cells to hold all the people that we think should be in prison.
Alatorre remains behind bars on a $1 million bond tonight. Meantime, after 2 searches of homes yesterday, the other suspect remains on the run. Live in KCK, I'm Tom Dempsey, 41 Action News.
All right, thank you, Tom. Francisco Garcia, Anaya, Everardo Meza, Martin Rodriguez Gonzalez, and Alfredo Calderon were all killed in Sunday's shooting. Friends and family held a visitation for Calderon this evening. We spoke to one friend, Chris Wing, who says Calderon was dedicated and always loved to help.
He was just a crafty, loved to learn, loved to get in things, loved to help, and that's just the type of guy he was.
Yeah, Wing set up a GoFundMe account for Calderon's children. He says Calderon also wanted his children to get a good education. This is a developing story. You can read more about how the community is honoring the victims and the search for the second suspect online at kshb.com.